So here we are, and we are going to hop over to this Brigit player who doesn't exist. Or the player exists, the hero doesn't. I guess is the case here.
Playing against the Los Angeles Gladiators, as you can see.
Oh yeah,
But they
no,
all have the name.
I definitely saw that. I've been quite impressed. So we might need to reconsult on, hey, are we going to hide your scrims or not? But hey, but you guys didn't enable skins. I feel like you made a mistake here.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Like, you had to enable skins to make them sport the.
Yeah.
Taking damage. Could be more better now.
Okay, so you've been playing over here. You've set up with your Zen. Let me orient for a second. You're playing against basically the meta composition as we're currently playing it, and you guys are running basically your standard mirror at it. The difference, of course, is going to be you're running Briggs while they are running Zen. So let's see how good a job you do of rotating with your Zen, and how good a job you do of using the fact that you two can force them to rotate, etc., with your comp.
Mm-hmm.
My barrier's about to go.
The screen is kind of laggy though. In a
Okay.
way, it's stuttering, not like laggy, but more like stuttering.
That's fine. I'm just going to share it again to see if that helps, because frequently it does, or so I'm told.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's frozen right now, so you wouldn't know yet if it's staggering. Okay. Okay. So we're probably in a place where you just need to not let that break, etc. So if we're really getting micro here, yes, you want to be third person peeking this, etc. Like, you're effectively going, hey, I'm going to protect my Zen a little. Yes, you want to have this third person angle so that you can see everything. But as we lose really any more shield here, we're pretty quickly hitting a place of we don't want to be doing these shield flashes. Like, that shield flash right there is costing you recharge time. And even though, yes, we definitely want our third person time so that we can see more of what's going on, we do want to mix in a couple moments of, hey, let's just go like this to recover shields. I can see my Zen, I can see that, and then let's get a little bit of recovery going, because we're not really being hard pressured yet, and we don't want to not have our shield when the ball shows up, when the tracer shows up. Like, that's a window that they get to know about of.
Yeah, I started to notice that they actually did quite a lot of damage, and it became kind of uncomfortable to stand in that position with the shield breaking so much. So
I actually don't really like you guys here. I'd prefer that you were playing more off this, etc. I don't like the super open to here. I would prefer, you're here, your Zen's here, etc. And again, you can tell your Zen, like, your Zen needs to rotate, you need to rotate. You two are a pair. You two are going to take up some comm space in terms of, hey, we're rotating together, etc. I need to be here, etc. That's perfectly fine. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'll take care of you.
I'm gonna be critical. So we have 3 armor packs. We armor pack our Zen, absolutely. But do we need to double armor pack there? Like, what is the second armor pack really getting us?
I'm not really sure, because I'm really new to playing Brigitte, so I'm not really sure how much healing her pack actually does. So it was more like, oh, he's in critical health, so I'm trying to get it back really quickly. So
okay,
yeah.
So we don't want to stack packs, so this is good that we can already get in on something that's going to be big. So we generally don't want to stack packs because, according to the wiki, I haven't tested these numbers myself and I don't like using the wiki, but according to the wiki, it's 55 health a second for 2 seconds when you throw a pack on someone. I don't know if those numbers, if that 55 is perfect, but that's going to work with it. So that's 110 healing, right? So throwing out 2 packs means you're giving someone 220 healing, but it's not accelerating the speed at which they're getting the healing. So if you throw 2 or 3 packs into someone and they go down before the first pack has finished its 2 seconds of healing, you're not like refunded your second and third pack or anything like that. So it's like, oh, I just lost those packs, etc. And those packs didn't actually do any of their healing. So that's the thing to immediately go, hey, I don't necessarily want a multi-pack, because, again, putting 2 packs into someone isn't a double hot. It's just extending the duration of the hot. You follow?
Yep.
Okay, so we
Okay.
don't really want to do that because, again, if they go down, we lose the packs. And also, it might seem like Zen's worth 2 packs now, but it could be that, a second from now, your Tracer is going to show up and, or your Tracer is going to go in and going to be in a spot where they want to pack. And, it's the opportunity cost that you're potentially giving up here just makes it not worth to generally double pack anyone. You can make a little bit of an exception for like, hey, I'm double packing, a Genji pulling out his blade, something like that, because I really believe there's going to be a lot of damage there. You can make small exceptions, but honestly, most of the time, you're just not going to double pack.
All right.
You're trying to use your D.Va. Your D.Va doesn't want to be here. You guys don't want to be here. This is just not comfortable. So, like, what's the call on rotating over here? Why are we interested in being here?
What was it actually? I don't know. I guess we kind of float that direction, even though we weren't really supposed to.
Yeah, so that's fine. You want to sort of be, your Zen is more distracted than you, right? And your Zen sort of gets to alpha it a little bit with, hey, my positioning is more important, et cetera, et cetera. But he's also got less mental resources available to spend on covering your rotations, et cetera. So you can take a little more of the control and go, no, we're going back this way, et cetera. Because unless you're getting calls that like, hey, the flank is coming through, et cetera, there's just not a good, and even if you were, I'd frankly go, hey, let's take this fight, et cetera, rather than rotate away from it. There's not really a good reason to rotate away from your cover over here. It's not giving you like, we need to be here because our dive is coming in right now, et cetera, and we have an angle here when we don't here, et cetera. This is just nothing, and you want to take control of this. Again, you're working with your Zen, but you want to take control of, we're going left Zen, backline's going right, backline's going left. Like, you want to have those calls. Get countercalled, fine, go with it. But honestly, I don't think you will get countercalled. I think if you say this, your Zen is going to go, okay, that's fine, I'll hold here, etc., because you're not losing anything by being here. So again, this Tracer's worth oh, you just used more packs and I wasn't watching. We saw this. No, you didn't. It's just been that small of a time period. So speaking of opportunity cost, here we are.
I need healing.
This happens. You are packing your Zen, who probably doesn't need it looks like, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. And then we'd have liked to be able to pack our Tracer here, but we're still behind on a pack. And, we're behind effectively on 2 packs. 1, we double packed our Zen earlier. 2, we packed our Zen when it probably wasn't time to pack him here. So we're effectively down 2 packs right now, and we should have both of those packs. And we would like to pack our Tracer. Our Tracer is missing health and going into a more aggressive position, we'll say. So we'd like to spend a pack there right now. But we're not going to spend our last pack on that. Like, we're tighter with our last pack than we would be on other packs. So it's a little unfortunate is sort of what I'm going for here. And same thing where we look at our Echo and go, hey, we don't have the Mercy, so we would like to be packing our Echo more often. And our Echo's just hanging out here missing health. So we're down 2 packs, and I have 2 places that I would like to spend packs if I were you right now. Okay.
My shield's up.
No. We're not going to go for our D.Va there. We're in general not terribly interested in packing our D.Va. Our D.Va's job is to be very low resource requirement. Like, remember, D.Va's replacing Sigma in the old version of this comp, and the reason Sigma was run, yes, he had poke, was one of the reasons he was run is he had a shift, he had a shield, and he had 100 shield barrier. Okay, he had his barrier, he had his shift, and he had 100 shield health that regenerated, etc. So, like, it's supposed to be very low resource, and honestly, most of your pocket in this setup, like, needs to be going into your Echo. Your Echo is at a disadvantage. She's effectively having to battling a pocketed Echo. You're less of a pocket than Mercy is, but you need to make her lose that less hard. That is still where the majority of your packs go in this comp. Okay. There we go. And your D.Va just needs to not take damage. Like, it's that simple. Your D.Va needs to not take damage until either she's peeling or until she is going in all as part of a dive, etc.
Enemy target.
Okay. You're fine. You're gonna block a little.
Du mår bättre snart.
I mean, I can live with the ball pack. Again, your echo is sort of, yeah. So let's see where your echo was for most of this time. Over there. Couldn't get her there. Might not have had the range to get her when she was here earlier, but in general, you know, we're covering the, hey, look at what your echo is doing, etc. And of course she's going to get into trouble if she never gets any sustained, and the Harmony Orb isn't really hers. The Harmony Orb will sometimes go on her, but it's mostly going to be for your Tracer Ball, and then, you know, when there's a window, your Zen will sometimes heal up Diva because you can't get it onto the orb, or onto the ball, the Tracer, etc. So we want you mostly paying attention to your Echo and your Zen when you're playing Brigs here. What was that?
No, I was just writing it down.
Got it.
and
No problem.
saving
Bättre så.
myself.
Shield holding. My barrier can't take much more.
Okay. This is just habitually a bad
My
thing that
barrier
I'm
can't
noticing
take
from
much
you.
more.
I'm fine with
Peeking?
this. No, not the peeking. This. You drop back here. You drop back here for a reason. A, you don't have to be out here. It's not doing you any good. And now you've got shield recovering, right? Because you've had your shield down for long enough for it to start recovering. Why? Why would we do this? So this
I
shield
don't know.
didn't accomplish anything, and it puts your shield back on cooldown to recover. So, like, there wasn't damage coming at you, there wasn't danger, you just slowed down your shield recovery here. And, you know, that, again, might not seem like a big deal, but it's the sort of thing where we're getting in here and going, hey, your shield matters. Again, if your shield breaks, you can't bash a ball or a tracer when they show up. And now you're working with 170 health shield. Which, you know, maybe that would have been the difference in it not getting crushed right there.
My barrier's down.
You know, and if you had a shield, you can boop the diva. You know, you can shift to the diva, like you see it, or you can bash the diva. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay.
Ska fixa dig. I'll take care of you.
No. Your baby diva's on her own. The tracer, on the other hand, can have packs for days, but you don't have any because you've packed baby diva twice now.
Patching you up.
You spent that, yes.
Feeling better?
I know you want to pack that. I know you do, and I'd actually live with it right now, but most of the time we don't want to. The reason
Should
I'd
really
live with
leave it?
No, I actually would pack her in this situation, but the reason I'd pack her in this situation is because your team isn't really in danger of this team pushing. You follow what I'm saying?
Okay.
If
Yeah.
your team was in danger of this if there was actually a danger of these guys pushing, I'd say hold the pack. Yes, seriously. Because it would be better to be like, hey, you know, I need to enable my Echo's dive. I need to be ready to enable my Tracer's dive. I need to be able to peel for this, etc. Like, especially when you have 3 packs, it's going to be more okay to spend 1 pack on a tank, and between fights, it's going to be more okay to spend packs. But mostly, this is going to be a, hey, your Diva's job is to not take damage, and we need to coordinate that with our scrim team.
Okay.
My ultimate is charging. Enemy radar compromised.
Good. Put it away.
That should be better. Oh,
Yeah, I just got that was
Mostly just an unlucky.
yeah.
that should be better.
I mean, we can talk about was there really value in you guys being here as opposed to being back here. We can talk about that, but mostly we're going to put this as in the unlucky category. Whip shot isn't like huge value there in terms of what you've accomplished. He wasn't going to make it in. Like I don't think that was a swing in. Maybe I'm mistaken.
My
Sure.
ultimate is charging.
Let's take a look.
Enemy
No, I'm not
taking
sure. That's why
damage.
we're going to check.
That should be better.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. That is absolutely correct. Yes. Fine.
Hey. Hey. That's how you do it. All systems checked out.
60 seconds remaining.
That's how you do it.
All systems.
Okay. You just oh no, you don't have it yet. Okay, that's fine.
Seconds remaining.
Okay.
Rally to me.
I'm actually gonna go through the sequence one more time. 3 packs. You go for that. So if we look at this, we know that a tracer was just in because you just bashed birding. You know, bird ring was just in here. So who were they shooting at? Because your health is full.
That's how you do it.
The diva.
No, they were actually shooting at your Zen. Your Zen was at half health there, and you didn't turn around to think about packing them, anything like that, and you had 3 packs. So that's probably a situation where we do pack, because it's like, hey, our Zen's at half health, and even though nothing's immediately a danger to our Zen here, again, we'll watch this one more time.
I used the whip shot on the diva to enable the
Inspire.
what's it called? Yeah, so
Yeah.
I could heal him up and save the pack in this case.
Sure, that's
because
fine.
it seemed like he was fine.
I think he's safe enough that I don't absolutely hate this. On the other hand, you do have 3 packs right now, right? So like we can be a
Yeah,
little
true.
looser when we have 3 packs. It's sort of like Tracer. That first blink you're pretty cheap with when you have 3 blinks because you know you're not regenerating a pack when you have 3 packs. But I don't mind it. Like you did go here. You do get the break. You hit that for the Inspire. So I don't dislike this. It's just because you have 3, I would consider spending the pack out here.
All systems checked out.
Mm-hmm.
60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So you're swinging into this. I can live with that. I probably am in, hey, I know that there's a tracer on my Zen right now. It has plenty of peel, but I know that that's a thing, and you decide to pop Rally as your peel. Okay.
Rally to me.
Personality duplication complete.
Hey. Back this up. I've got you covered. Understood.
30 seconds remaining.
If we hold them here, we win.
Adjusting angle of attack.
Okay. That doesn't cost you anything. Fine.
Faster at this. Take cover.
10 seconds remaining.
Patching you up.
Okay. I think that was a second pack onto your ball that probably wasn't even done ticking yet. I also don't want a second. Like, again, you can be cheaper with that first pack, but your ball is just going to have to be a little more on his own. I want you more able to enable your Echo here.
My shield
So this would be an example of you guys not talking to each other.
Yeah, that was true. I walked up and
Yep. And
I
again,
thought he was for him.
this is a thing where you guys do need to be talking, because while protecting him is your first priority, enabling your Echo is sort of your second priority. So you do have sight lines that you need. And, you know, he has sight lines that he needs, etc. So there is some amount of back and forth that has to happen here, but this is just a not communication thing. Like, we're here, and you're going for this, and he's instead going this way. So you guys will get on the same page. I'd like you to take the more proactive role, A, because you're the one I'm coaching, but B, because you should have a little more mental power available to you in this match than your partner does, because he's thinking a little bit more about, okay, let me hit these shots, let me charge these right clicks, etc.
My shield going through. Feeling better.
And is
Now
that the
this
end
is
of
where
the
it gets
report?
interesting.
Ready
Okay.
for
Oh,
battle.
Moira, that can't be real.
No.
Okay.
Ready for battle.
I just really had struggles on getting, I don't know, kind of
Value?
making an impact. Yeah.
Okay.
Operations begins.
Okay, I'm losing frames here. Give me a second. Let's let that stabilize. Good.
Get behind me. Shield holding.
Okay. Mm,
You don't really know what to do in that situation too, but in the others that follow, neither.
Okay, so that's fine. So what we do in this
Get
situation
behind me.
is we look at this,
Shield holding.
and we've only really got so many options, right? As a team, our options are we try to blow up this Winston, we try to continue our rotation through, or we just leave back here and then push out once he doesn't have a bubble, because he won't have a bubble to drop on us next time, right?
Mhm.
So those are kind of your options. And if you leave a little, like if you leave at all here, do you think he's going to stay here or do you think he's going to leap back up here? Which do you think he's going to do?
Back up.
Okay. So let's leave and then immediately come right back because now he doesn't have leap. And if he chooses to drop on us, he doesn't have leap. You follow what I'm saying? And he definitely won't have
Hmm.
projected bubble. So this to me is a, oh shoot, if you guys are really on it, you leave and then come right back. You know, you leave, go one Mississippi, and then come right back. I mean, you can hear his leap pack. It's not a big deal to listen for that, etc. But if you feel, hey, it's too late, we're not going to be able to do it, we've already committed to this, etc., that's fine. You just go, hey, we're going to try to burst through him, etc., and you're still pretty okay. Like, you don't love this, etc., but assuming you get the Harmony Orb, and your Zen isn't getting cleaved or you pack your Zen, if it's just the three of you versus him, it's not a big deal. You can make him leave even if you fight him without being in much danger yourself. You should have the Harmony Orb though.
Or is it actually?
It's not.
On anyone.
No. That's why I'm crying. Okay. Okay. So you should have the Harmony Orb here. You should try to be aware, as you're doing a swing, because of course your swing can only hurt him once per swing. So as you're doing a swing, as soon as you've hurt him, you can check on your Zen to go, do I need armor pack? Repair pack, excuse me. In this case, you could repair pack. Your Diva should be fine. It's going to take forever for your Diva's armor to get chunked through by this. So you guys just kind of go, yeah, we can easily drive you off. No big deal. That's not on you. Like, you are supposed to fight the Winston in that scenario. You can't fight Winstons alone, but you were supposed to have a Harmony Orb.
I can do better than that.
Okay, you are staying? Good. Okay. There we go.
What was
I couldn't decide if you were trying to swap heroes or not.
yeah, kind of was, and then it was like, nah, let's
I'm on
not.
it.
Okay. I mean, you can win with this comp, and I actually would stay on this in this comp because if you look at what they're playing, they have themselves, last time you were playing roughly mirrors, but they had the Mercy, so it's dealer's choice whether you stay. This time they have Sombra Tracer plus Winston plus, yeah, you're definitely right to be on the Brig rather than the Mercy here.
You'll feel better soon. Understood. Moving up. Shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the thought here? This feels early. Where's your ball? Let me check. Okay, you guys are staged enough. Your Tracer's not going to be able to stage much further. You can take this space, so you guys aren't early. Fine. Pushing out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, is right.
Shot.
So we just have to accept that this is, a double bubble comp that they're playing. The Winston or the Zarya bubble is always going to be there. Like, that is just part of the thing now. If you get him, great, and then that's out.
Come
Yeah,
over here.
not great. 1 second. Hey, okay, cool. Okay, sorry. So this, I mean, this isn't the end of the world. You're a pretty squishy hero. This isn't old Briggs. You know, this is a pretty far chase, but I get what you wanted. It was, okay in the risk reward ratio. But remember, you're new Brig now. This is a pretty far chase, and as soon as that was coming, we had to try to get out, which we did. I'm again not terribly worried.
Mobility decrease. Back in the fight. Push forward. Feeling better?
Don't actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back because I want to see what your diva did. I just wouldn't care on normal teams, but for normal reviews rather. But since we are reviewing a scrim block here, we can go ahead and go like this. You're here.
You'll take it in.
I don't really want your diva DMing in front of your team. I just don't like this DM use at all. But okay, so your diva does go ahead of you, and you go like that. Oh, and your diva there's the problem.
What happened?
Well, it's just the level of squishiness that's involved. So I'll let you see what happened here, but so you guys were on different pages here, where you were trying to go for the bash, and your diva was trying to go for the boop. So like, you guys are going for completely different plays here. You follow what I'm saying? We're like this boop shouldn't even come out because you guys would love to punish this Winston. So like this is actually making it harder for you. And then beyond that, the diva turns around with boosters, which yes, she has to because she was using boosters to boop, etc. But she doesn't early cancel or anything. That's just like she is totally gone there, and she doesn't really have Matrix to protect you with anymore, etc. So you guys take that. So this is mostly a case of, again, we used early DM here for some reason. We tried to bash and boop at the same time, and those are opposite things. We try to bash first, and then when he tries to leap back in, that's when we want our boop. If it's not going to work because he has a bubble, so be it. And then you're going out here, but your diva, who has much more HP than you and much more bulk than you, doesn't do any sort of body blocking for you, but instead hides behind your skirts. Like, that's unfortunate. Like, you're not a tank hybrid anymore. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Even he says it.
What's that?
Back in the fight.
The Winston said unfortunate after you said
Oh,
it. So I was
yes.
like, even
Yes.
he said it.
Can I have real speed, please? Maybe.
Push forward. Feeling better?
It's fine. It's your first pack.
In that situation, one pack would be good. Don't spend a second one.
One pack is good. Don't spend a second one. Yes.
Okay.
I know you feel maybe you could make the argument that, hey, I can spend a second pack because I really understand where the team is and the team can't close on me, etc. And he does need the total healing of 2 packs, so like there's an argument for it. But yes, I am gonna say 1 pack because things like this happen. Oh, there's a Winston here, etc. You're gonna push that. You're kind of pushing him a touch early. These bubbles are scary. So you're going for that. You see that. You decide that you're going to push him, which is, again, a little scary with that Zarya right there, too. But you're going to do it. And then you just try to bash a little too early. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just left.
You just what?
I just left. Like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just bash a little too early. It's live. I'm more just wanting to know where the Harmony Orb is. It's on the wrecking ball. That's understandable. It definitely needs to swap to you when you're fighting Winstons. Like, that's a thing that needs to happen. So you guys should talk about that.
I could use some healing.
Because you need to not feel so pressured that you're rushing those bashes. Like, you do go down pretty fast against Winston. You don't have any armor anymore. You're just a 200 HP hero. You need that Harmony Orb to help be fighting that a little bit so that you feel like you have the extra time to get those bashes off, etc. I also would have preferred when Winston was leaping over your head if you just, whip shotted him, etc. But that's, we're getting nitpicky.
I'm planting my flag on the point. Back in the fight. My ultimate is charging. Catching you up.
Okay,
Quality of bet.
fine. What are we really accomplishing by peeking out here with our shield up?
No idea, actually.
Nothing. You can stand here with your shield up and you can see what you need to see. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm shielding for my Zen to shoot, your Diva's already doing that. So,
Okay.
just stand here in third person. Cool. Okay. You can throw a pack into that if you want.
60 seconds remaining.
We spent that. We definitely spent that. Oh, sorry, I'm circling and you can't see. Again, a priority is to enable our echo here. So this is something that we would definitely be looking to go, hey, yes, let's spend a pack on this. Whether it's our second to last pack or our last pack, our Diva's not, our Zen isn't in any danger, so we're going to spend our pack on that. Which you just kind of look at her and, again, it might feel like even if she doesn't go down, oh, it's fine, but it's an enable her thing. It's enabling her to be more aggressive, and, she has the Harmony Orb, but she could potentially do even more if she had the pack here. Okay.
Just tend to overlook Echo a lot. It's
Yep.
I don't know why.
I think if this is going to be a real easy change for you because we've effectively changed what you think of as your job. Your job is, hey, yes, my first priority is babysitting my Zen, but that's not a full-time job. So as soon as I move down to priority 2 on my list, it's enable Echo. So it's going to be very easy for you to not enable her, to not overlook her when we've made her so high correctly on your priority list. If it continues to be an issue, we'll work on it, but I think this is going to be an easy change for you. Okay. And then you get a Harmony Orb, and then you bash. Well, once we have the cooldown. Heh.
I'm ready to rally. Thanks.
What did you use bash on recently? I'm just, it's so long ago. It seems so long ago that you'd used bash for something.
I think I tried to boop the Anna off, but it was too far away. Or she was.
60 seconds.
Oh, never mind.
That's a whip shot.
Help me.
No.
Oh, you
Oh.
thought the tracer was over here? Yeah, we heard it. I understand. Let me... Okay, so let's just rewind just a touch.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, not right, but now we know what happened. You tried, that was fine. Mostly the Zarya bubbles have been coming a little later than that, so that was the right time to whip shot him.
I'm ready to rally. Thanks.
And you just win with rally next push. Yes, they'll mirror, but I believe in you.
The objective
30
is
seconds
mine.
remaining.
Rally to me.
You can mirror. You packed your Echo. I'm happy. We packed our ball. I'm less happy, but I'm fine.
Jag hjälper dig.
We're down to 1, and that one definitely wasn't necessary. Your ball wasn't in a dangerous spot, and is getting rally. Okay. So now we might have to have a talk about your aggression. You've got rally going. You've got 2 seconds of rally, so I can still appreciate it, I suppose. But this is your last second of rally. Okay. Okay, so Inspire is active, right? We've established that we've procced Inspire, right?
Mhm.
And we don't have Rally going anymore, so we're not like, an unkillable machine, et cetera, et cetera. So now we're sort of looking, hey, we want to take easy fights or we want to go behind cover. We don't really want to be brawling anymore. We already procced Inspire. Okay?
Okay.
10 seconds.
Like, our brawl is mostly a case of, hey, I want to bash things because stuns are useful when, Winston's come in, etc. I want to bash balls so they can't get out tracers, etc. But you don't really want to brawl. We're not old style Brigs. It's I want to activate Inspire. And if I can do that with Wisp Shot, fine. If I can't, I'll go swing at something. And then I'll kind of get myself back to cover that I can third persons behind so that I can see the battle again. Because you contributing your little, your swings, I don't remember how much damage they do, but it's not very much. You contributing your swings is really not very much compared to the value of you having battlefield vision to decide where to put armor packs. Like, your swings just are not very powerful. So if we can get a bash, yes. If we need to get a swing off to get Inspire, fine. But then most of the time we want to retreat to cover. If you're dealing with a target that you bashed, trying to finish it off, like a Winston that you did, etc., I'm going to be fine with that. Of course, a Tracer, etc. But we don't really want to be pressing this Zarya. Like, you had bash, so you went and did that, etc., but there wasn't the follow-up, and we don't want to continue to fight it. We kind of want to drag ourselves back here where we can see and have our pick of where we throw armor packs.
They called it they called it out to focus Zarya. So I'm not. Am I still supposed, like, even with the team telling in general to focus Zarya, should I then also focus Zarya, stay in position in, like you said, in that corner?
No, you should mostly think of this as hey, I am going to go back to my position. Your damage is just very not significant. Like, when people say focus Zarya, are they talking to their Ana, or do they expect their Ana to keep healing them?
Keep healing.
Right. So you see where I'm going with this, where it's like we've sort of answered the question. Like, your job was to enable them, and if Focus Zarya involved, hey, we're going to get a bash on a Zarya to keep her still, that's like a Discord orb from a Zen. Yeah, we expect that if it's an option. But we don't care whether our... Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Which isn't to say you can't ever swing at people. If you're in a 5v1, sure, you can swing at them. But you get the idea. And when you're in a Transcendence, fine. Oh, let's go back here.
Planting my flag on the point.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
My ultimate is charging.
Am I supposed to be on payload or someone else?
It depends. So the problem with you being on payload is it kind of means your Zen also has to be in a lot of situations. Because if you're on payload, you have to be where your Zen is in this situation. Because if we look at their comp, can you afford to not be with your Zen?
No.
Do we really want our Zen on the payload? Like, we could put our Zen on the payload, but I'd actually say put your Tracer or your ball on the payload in this situation. I would rather you guys sort of do your aggressive rotation to take space, and I would like your Tracer or your ball to push the payload. That said, that would change if you were up against other comps. Like, if you were up against a Brawl comp, for example, yeah, we might put you guys on the payload. But against something this divey, no, I'd probably put one of your more mobile heroes on it.
Okay.
That won't be popular with them, but they'll live.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it. Like, not sure I'm gonna tell them this.
I mean, I can give you the argument if you want, so you have it in your pocket. But what it sort of comes down to is you two can pretty aggressively take space from flankers as a pair or as a pair plus diva if you want. You can pretty aggressively take this space, hold this space, etc., etc. Whereas Ball has the ability, yes, Ball needs to stage, he needs to take his space, etc., etc., but he has the ability, or Tracer, to go, hey, I'm pushing the cart, we're doing with this what we want with the cart, and then I'm going to go up and take that space more easily than you can. It's not the end of the world, but whatever. It's just if you're here, Zen needs to be here. And if Zen's going to be here, Diva's going to be here. And then you've got 3 people on cart, and that's not very useful.
Fixing you up. My shield's up. Shield's on payload closing out.
It's fine. I mean, you guys sort of knew this was coming, right? Like, as soon as your ball went off the edge, this was a, wait a second, can we keep pushing this, or do we need to surrender space? And the answer is we needed to surrender space.
My barrier's about to go.
Okay. I don't love it, but it doesn't matter. Like, I don't love letting your barrier... You did have bash, or maybe you didn't. Let's take a look.
They called to die, so I was like, yeah,
Okay,
it's okay.
that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd prefer to soak a little more on your health rather than let your barrier die there, but yes, this is just reset situation.
My barrier's down. That wasn't the plan. Let me patch that up.
Stop! Everyone get on it!
Tranquility.
Moving up. 60 seconds remaining.
Okay.
You'll take it in. My barrier's about to go.
I don't really like how far you are from your Zen in the first place here. Like, yes, the EMP means you guys lose, but I don't really like how far you are from your Zen in the first place here against a team with a Sombra and a Tracer. That's just, again, you guys getting lost in your rotations when you guys need to be, like, absolute best buddies.
60 seconds remaining.
So you go up here to go, hey, I think you did an armor pack on the... Oh, no, you didn't. That was a different fight. So you're up here. This is like already too much distance, and you should already be thinking, hey, I need to check on my Zen. Nope. Nope. Definitely need to be checking on your Zen, and you're continuing forward here. And again, probably wouldn't have mattered in this situation, EMP, etc., but this is just an example of something where, you know, the Tracer could have potentially soloed your Zen here. Like, and that would have been really bad. Probably wouldn't have happened, but that would have been on you, etc.
My barrier's down. Me la rifé. Practice makes perfect. Not to mention some bumps and bruises. Once the payload stops,
Taking off. 30 seconds remaining.
jag tar hand om dig.
Огонь по готовности.
Okay, we surrender space because we can't hold this. We know we can't hold this. There's no point in us being here rather than back here, but hey, we got the whip shot inspire. So now we're gonna go left. Good.
My ultimate is
We
ready.
got a rally. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't rally for this, but okay. Like,
Rally to me.
were you trying to hide that you were rotating this way? Is that why you didn't rally earlier?
No.
Okay.
I
just didn't realize you had it.
guess I am.
Okay.
I could use some healing. Behind you.
Duplicating
Payload moving. Let's all work together.
That should be better.
Again, double pack.
Good as new. Shot.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Understood. Payload's moving out. Keep it covered.
This is getting a little dicey when, hey, the next fight isn't so far away. You're not going to have enough packs for it. Like when the next fight starts, you are not going to have 3 packs at this point. We're spending too deep, if you follow what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Shield's taking damage.
You just saw projected bubble, which means you get to get him this time.
60
Fight
seconds.
You doing deal tracking for your team or no?
No, it's the Zen.
Zen, okay.
Rally to me. Feeling better.
I'm pushing aggressively while you have the rally. They have the mirror.
Moving up. You up. I got you covered.
30 seconds
I'll take care
remaining.
of you. Someone help
It's
me.
not too late for a new strategy.
Shield's taking damage.
Nap time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can change some of your pack usage there, bitch. You're packing the Diva. Like, I can see what's happening is, hey, the Harmony Orb is on the Echo, so you're packing the Diva, etc. And you guys just need to be swapping in this situation where he's packing, or he's Harmony Orbing the Tracer, the Ball, and occasionally the Diva. You're packing the Echo. That's going to do more for you, but that's okay.
10 seconds remaining.
I can do better than that.
Overtime.
Field deployed.
Oh,
Focus my target. System health compromised. The payload is approaching its destination. This will heal. Adjusting angle of attack.
I assume you called you were anchoring, and you got it. Okay. And that's going to be the end of that one, I assume. Yeah, okay. So, oh, no, it wasn't. My bad. You guys are doing the... Sorry, I thought you were using a scrim code.
Ready for battle.
No, it was the end of that one. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, so again, the biggest changes that I'm going to see to your Brig, the things that are going to want the most work, are changing your armor pack distribution and controlling where your team is moving. So we've covered your armor pack distribution pretty heavily here, etc., in terms of, okay, we're moving it away from the tanks and towards your Echo. It's okay if you throw packs at your Tracer. It's okay if when you have 3 packs, you throw a pack at your tanks, etc. But mostly you're looking to go, hey, my Echo is getting a hot, and my Echo is getting a hot that is almost twice as strong as a Harmony Orb that she knows she can push harder with, etc., that she can use like an enhanced Harmony Orb to make plays, etc., to, force duels, etc. Now, not really she's going to force them because she's going to be playing into a Mercy pocketed Echo in some situations, but, let her take deeper angles, let her dive harder, etc. Then controlling those rotations, it's going to be some give and take, etc., but I want you to primarily take the reins in terms of controlling your rotations of, and you can call backline going left, backline going right, backline bridge, etc. And you can be calling mostly for your Zen, but also so your team is aware where you guys are, where you've rotated to, etc. So that you're going, hey, we do this. And if you're doing a better job of that, you can also get the proper understanding of, once we get there, hey, we are rotating here because we're threatening a push this direction, etc. We're actually scaring them by being here, etc. Because their Zen only backline or their Zen Diva backline is more scared of us than we are of it, etc. When they had the Mercy, etc. So those are going to be the biggest two things that are going to be the, hey, you do this, you get the most mileage out of that. The armor pack is going to be pretty easy. The rotation stuff is going to be harder. That's going to take some time working, some team working, etc. And then some of this stuff is also going to have to be, you're going to have to work with the team a bit to just get the better understanding of how the comp works. Like you need to communicate that, hey, when I'm peeling Winstons that are on us, I need the Harmony Orb, etc. And the, hey, I need your Harmony Orb to mostly be on Tracer and Ball, and it can go to Echo, but mostly on Tracer and Ball, and etc. And then we can try and heal up Diva between fights, etc. So
Okay.
those are kind of places I would go. Your Diva drove me a little bonkers too, but that happens. I mean, people play differently. You guys do want the understanding of when a Winston is coming in. Generally, the first thing you're going to go for, you're going to make the decision of, okay, am I whip shotting it before it lands or not? And if I whip shot it before it lands, fine. If I don't whip shot it before it lands, I'm going to stun it, and I'm not going to want to boop until after we've used our stun, etc. So like until after we've dealt that, etc. Like we don't want to be going through both of those at the same time, etc. So that's the thing you'll need to talk with your diva a little bit about, etc. Do you have
Okay.
questions or anything you'd like to get into? We saw a little bit with your shield use stuff, but I'm less worried about that. And we saw a little bit of the you getting aggressive, etc. type stuff. When remember, we're looking to activate Inspire. We're not really part of the firing squad. We can be a little more aggressive when we're generating rallies, etc. We can be a little more aggressive when we're cleaning up 3v1s, 5v2s, etc. But most of the time it's, hey, I activated my Inspire and I'm done. Activated my Inspire and I'm done, etc. Okay.
Actually, do you have a question?
I do.
Um,
Oh, you got it.
yeah. What's it called? Ult tracking.
Hmm.
I have no idea how to do that because when I'm in a fight, I just get not extreme tunnel vision. Like I know what I'm doing, I'm conscious about what's happening, but when I have no idea how my
Sure.
Zen knows that they have an ult, and
Sure.
when I'm like spectating, he's almost always right. I'm like, how the fuck are you? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
How do you do that?
So what you're doing to ult track, because this is a skill you want to begin to build, because I'm going to be honest, as the main support, it's more common that they expect you to track that for
Mm-hmm.
future teams that you might want to be on. So you'll want to begin doing this, even if your Zen is doing it for your team. You want to be going, you start with one person on the opposing team. It can be your opposite, or it can be the most dangerous thing to your team. So let's say that the most dangerous thing to your team is, no, let's pick your opposite, right? So let's say you're playing Briggs and the other person is playing Mercy. You've probably got a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good feel for how fast Mercy charges ult in that comp, right?
Yeah,
You've probably
pretty
got a
quick.
pretty good feel for how their Mercy is doing, in terms of, okay, well, how their Mercy is doing is really about how their Echo is doing. Is their Echo punishing us a lot, poking out our Diva? Have we had to heal up our Diva a lot? Have we had to heal up our Ball a lot, etc.? Like, you have a pretty good feel. You see when people go critical, etc. So that's going to give you a feel for, okay, now you've got a feel for what their Mercy is doing on an ult tracking sense, right? So if you just start with, hey, I'm just tracking my opposite, and then from there, maybe you go to, okay, now I want to do my opposite and I want to do the most dangerous thing, which maybe we're going to say, I don't care, but pick one. We can say, hey, I was tracking Mercy, so now I want to track the Echo too, because that was already sort of part of the calculation, right? Because they were doing the damage, etc., etc. And again, you're a support. You know how much damage is coming into your team because you get to see all the pluses that go up on your team when they get critical. Like, okay, did I have to heal 80%, 50%, etc.? And you start building it out, and you just add one hero at a time that you're tracking. And if you're wrong, you're wrong, and it's not a big deal. And you go back and you check your VODs, and you go back and you see, hey, did I get this right, etc. You can't really build the skill by watching VODs because they cheat for you. Like you could try to put stickies at the top of the screen, etc. But mostly you do it and then you sort of go back and check. And you can record your game. Like I actually recommend you record your game. We're doing this with replay codes, but I'd recommend recording it so that you have your audio cue. You said Diva's at 50% ult, Mercy's at 80, etc. Or they have a Valk and they're close on, duplicate, etc. So you can hear yourself, and then if you're wrong, no shame. It's a hard skill. You build it slowly. I can't make you a gold ult tracker tomorrow. I can't even make you a good ult tracker in 2 weeks. Like it is a skill that you have to build over time, etc. So let's get to building it. But what you're going to do is you're going to start to do it in your own games. You can do it in your ladder games. You can do it wherever, etc. And then you're going to go check those games. And I, again, would record it so that you have your audio cue, etc. And if you don't want to have your audio cue, if you just want to go, hey, recording's too hard for my hardware, I just am going to do it like this, try to at least remember a little bit so that when you go back and review the game, you can go, okay, I called this, this, and this. Even if you don't remember every ult tracking call everywhere in your mind, you can at least mentally go, I know I thought they had this here, this here, this here, and you can sort of go check if you're right, and you just keep calibrating off of that. You follow? Like it's a do and calibrate, do and calibrate, do and calibrate. You can watch some level of play to get a feel for how fast people tend to get their fights in certain metas, in certain comp things, etc. Like you can do that. You can go, hey, I'm working on this even just by watching the game while not playing the game to a degree, but you can't get more than like 30-40% of the way like that. Like that. Okay. Any other questions?
No, that was it.
Okay. Then